This will be Tennessee's final chance to impress five-star offensive tackle Jordan Seaton. But that's not the only important target that's going to be in Knoxville this weekend. We got Volquest insider Austin Price on the show today. We're going to talk Seaton. We're going to talk Cam Michael, who's deciding in a week. Kai Bates is on campus this weekend. Boy, it's going to be a busy show. All right, Tennessee fans, hit that subscribe button to the On3 Recruits channel. We got a lot to cover. We want you to be a part of it. Hit subscribe, please. Okay. Let's bring on Austin Price from Volquest, and we're going to talk Jordan Seaton in a minute. But first, I want to talk about a flip target that will be on campus this week, and that's four-star edge Elias Williams, committed to Missouri September 1, and Tennessee has been trying to flip him ever since. Last weekend, he was at Alabama. This weekend, Tennessee. Austin, is this a battle that could be coming to a conclusion soon?
Yeah, I mean, Tennessee and Alabama both working hard there to try to flip Elias Williams, a really good player. Missouri just, pounding Tennessee last weekend probably it doesn't help Tennessee a whole lot. But at the same time, does he see a path to the field? What is his relationship like with Rodney Garner and the Tennessee staff? All those things that I think he'll try to answer this weekend. He was here about a month ago, unofficially, now back officially for this game. And so this is Tennessee's big shot here to see if they can make a push for what I would call the number one target on Tennessee's defensive line board.
Okay, well, let's talk about Cam Michael for a second. He's out of Georgia. He's a talented two-way player, and he's set to decide about a week from now. He's going to make his decision on Thanksgiving. So right now, what are your sources saying about where Cam Michael sits on Tennessee's board?
Well, I think he's a bit all over the map. I think he's liked Tennessee for a long time. I think his cousin's committed to Colorado. He does like the Buffaloes a good bit, but I do think that there's some question there as how long is Dion going to stay there? And I know Dion came out on Wednesday, and he, I'm here. Well, you're here till you're not there, right? And so, we'll see, how that kind of goes. Georgia's the team that most people have thought if the Bulldogs, the home state team, decide to make a push here, get him to convince he can, play on offense, that they'll be tough to beat. They've started to push offense. He was there, a week or two ago. Something tells me that Georgia has a lot of momentum there. Tennessee's done a nice job, but that one just doesn't feel like Tennessee to me. Now, again, it's the NIL era of recruiting. It can literally flip on a dime, one way or the other. And but it just right now, it just doesn't feel like Tennessee to me.
I don't know. I get the sense right now that Cam Michael, when he sits down at the table to make his decision, I think that's when he's going to make his decision, at the table.
I 100% agree. He's been all over the map. There's been times where I think Colorado was the team for him, Tennessee, then Georgia's come on board. At one point, Texas A&M had a little bit of momentum. It seems like he's just kind of torn in 100 different directions. It really could be who he wakes up thinking about the morning of his decision.
Yeah, but Tennessee seems to be that one constant. Like, there's been teams that make a flash in his recruitment, like an A&M, like a Colorado, but I feel like Tennessee's been remaining as that one constant. But we'll see. All right, let's switch our attention to four-star corner Kai Bates. He reopened his recruitment last week when he decommitted from LSU. He's at Tennessee this weekend. Austin, you kind of hinted at this ever since Kai Bates committed to LSU, that you thought that Tennessee would have a shot at him in the end. Well, here we are kind of at the end of the season, and Kai Bates is going to be in Knoxville this weekend. So what do you think Tennessee's chances are?
Well, I think Tennessee's really continued to be really prevalent in his recruitment. They've continued to recruit him like he wasn't committed to LSU. Like, he's super important to Tennessee. Tennessee would love to add another corner to this class, if not two. And Kai Bates is definitely the top of the board. I mean, he's a guy that Tennessee's liked for a long time. He's got a really good relationship with Willie Martinez. He's got a great relationship with linebackers coach Brian Jean-Marie, who, recruits the Orlando area. I think his family is very comfortable at Tennessee. His mom won't be here this weekend. She is going to be, I think, at a family reunion, something to that effect, or it's somebody's 70th birthday or something like this. It's a family function. But his dad will be here with him. And I think Florida State's kind of lingering. They're kind of laying in the weeds here, making a late push. I still think Tennessee has the momentum, but I don't think you can discount the Seminoles here. So if I'm Tennessee, I want to exit the weekend at minimum internally knowing Kai's in the boat. Even if he's not committed externally, internally he said, hey, I'm in. That's where I want to be leaving the weekend at minimum.
Yeah, because those spots are dwindling. And if you want a spot in Tennessee's class, you better tell Coach Heupel that you're locked in. All right, now let's move to maybe the most important visit of the cycle for Tennessee, and that's number one offensive tackle, Jordan Seaton. He's making a return trip to Knoxville. He was already at a game earlier this season. So who do you view? We're going to break down Seaton's recruitment. So who do you view is the main competition for Tennessee right now? Inside Scoop listeners and at-home chefs, listen in. The holidays are right around the corner, and HelloFresh can help take the stress out of dinner by delivering everything you need to cook up tasty meals right to your door, saving you tons of time. Everyone wants to cut back on errands, right? And spending time in checkout lines this time of year, it's terrible. So skip that extra grocery store trip and instead get HelloFresh ingredients and delicious recipes delivered straight to your door. Just like always, HelloFresh's ingredients travel from the farm to your door so you know they're fresh, and everything arrives pre-portioned so you don't have to get out the measuring cups and do all that dirty work. You can just get right to the cooking. Me and my fiance, we made HelloFresh last night. She made the order. I cooked it. It was delicious, of course. It only took about 30 minutes, and we didn't have to do all that grocery shopping. It was great. You guys got to get on the wave. So here's what we're going to do. Go to HelloFresh.com/Josh Newberg free and use code Josh Newberg free for free breakfast for life. One breakfast item per box while your subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life at HelloFresh.com/Josh Newberg free with promo code Josh Newberg free. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
Well, I mean, it's Oregon, Ohio State, maybe Oklahoma. I think he's got to make it back to Oklahoma, and he's got to make it to Ohio State. Right now, I think Oregon's Tennessee's biggest competition. Alabama and Florida are still working hard in there. I know we went to Colorado. I don't see him going there.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tennessee has done a really nice job the last 6 to 8 weeks with Jordan. And, this weekend is big. Tennessee would love to kind of rock it back up and slide in the backside of the top 5 in the rankings for the class. To do that, you have to land Jordan Seaton first and foremost. There's no path to the top 5 without him. If you get him and you flip a Kai Bates or you flip a Michael Smith, who's committed to South Carolina, who's teammates with Jake Merklinger, that puts you in the path to being in the top 5. But, this weekend is big for Jordan Seaton. His uncle will be along with him.
Mm-hmm.
His uncle's somebody that he leans on a lot through the process. And, he was not here the first time around when Jordan was blown away by Tennessee. And so he'll be here this weekend to kind of fill Rocky Top out in its full bloom.
If I was going to put Jordan Seaton's recruitment into tiers, I think tier 1, I would have Tennessee, Ohio State, Oregon, maybe Alabama. I don't know if I'd put them in tier 1 right now. I know he has been there quite a bit, though. And then right now in tier 2, I'd put probably UF. I think they're fading. And then I'd put Oklahoma in that tier, having him not been on campus there yet. I'm not a buyer. Whereas like Ohio State, I know he hasn't been on campus there, but I think that's kind of Ohio State's strategy is to try to get him on campus for that final impression. So we're going to see how it goes. Tennessee, though, they have a big chance this weekend. So as it stands, just for fun, heading into the weekend for Tennessee fans, what would you put the odds at right now for their chances to land Seaton?
That's tough, Josh. A few weeks ago, I thought, I had him probably 3 to 4 weeks ago. I had him kind of at a 51 to 49. Yeah. I don't think nothing's happened for me to come off of that thought process. I know we had a good time at Oregon. I think they're heavily in play. The distance, I think, could be a deal in time just because of the family, trying to get out there and see him play. But when you're taking so many visits, I don't think you can lock into like, hey, this guy's 75% in or vice versa. I think you got to kind of play somewhat right down the middle. I just know Tennessee is deep in it. They really impressed him here the last time he was here, and now they have another chance. And people like Boo Carter, who he is very fond of, will be here in his ear the whole weekend.
Yeah, definitely. So this weekend, what do you think is the most important thing Tennessee needs to do? I mean, obviously a win would go a long way with Jordan Seaton, but what do you think that they need to do on this visit with him?
Well, I think just continue to build relationships. I mean, I think he understands kind of his value here, sees a path to the field, loves the atmosphere, loves the fans, all that goes with it. So, I think continue to, see that, Tennessee needs him. Continue to build relationships with Heupel and Glenn Ellerby and the offensive staff, and continue to build bonds with people like Boo Carter. I think all that stuff matters. I think we all know NIL is big in every kid's recruitment. So, I don't think that that's like a thing. He's going to get, taken care of an NIL no matter where he goes. So I don't think that that's I don't think that that's something where you're like, oh, wow, that's a big shiny object. I think he knows.
It kind of washes each other out. Everybody's offering big NIL.
Then it comes back down to what? Relationships. And so I think if you're Tennessee, you want to continue to build a bond with him, with both the committed guys here, the current team, and the coaches.
All right, Austin. Exciting weekend in Knoxville. We will talk to you on Monday to recap all the action.
Sounds good.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed that content, be sure to subscribe to the On3 Recruits channel. We have a new page dedicated only to recruiting. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now.